Hey guys, thanks for tuning in again. My name is Krenat from Krenat Guitar, and we're here at 42 Gear Street with Petr Furch, right?
Yes, that's right, Peter.
Well, how's the pronunciation?
The name Furch. Yeah.
Furch. Okay, I got it now. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for being at this event and bringing us these incredible guitars. I didn't play any of the guitars. We've been here for 2 days. I didn't play any of them because I wanted to get the first impression with you.
Great idea. Yeah,
and
that's cool.
Yeah, so we're just going to talk about these guitars. And maybe it's a good idea to start with this one that we have right here.
Sure.
So, what do we have here?
So we have a representative of our Blue Series. So
Okay.
the Blue Series, basically, you can say, okay, it's all solid instruments. All our guitars, actually, all guitars we make are all solid. Blue particularly comes with open pore satin finish on its body, neck, headstock, and so on. And generally, what all our guitars have, very important is the voicing. We apply unique and individual voicing process to all our tops. So if you think about it, like you take the top, which should go for this particular guitar, and then every single top. This is, for example, AA cedar. So every single top, because it's wood, so it's natural material, so it behaves always a little bit differently, so we just measure these physical properties. Adjust the thickness in various areas around this top, and then we use that top for that particular guitar. And we do it on all guitars, and that's one thing which is common for guitars. Even this Blue Series has got it on it.
Interesting.
So that's. Yeah.
So let's say Blue Series is the entry level.
Actually, it's in a little bit in a lower spectrum. We have one model, Violet Series, which is a bit below that, with the different material combinations. But yeah, it's an entry-ish level of our guitars. Yeah.
And the Violet also gets the same treatment of the top.
Yeah. All of our guitars I will show you more guitars today, and or you have a chance to try more guitars today, and they all have it. If you go up in our range, you're going up to maybe Red Series and Rainbow Series, which is our custom shop. We do the same treatment to the backside for these guitars. So we have basically it works like that. If you wouldn't do this voicing process, then you end up the size of the tolerance, which output tolerance of the acoustic performance of that top would be probably like that big.
Right.
And if you just doing this treatment, this voicing, we can narrow it down maybe to that big area. So there is still some possibility to alter the sound, or there are some differences, but we're just narrowing it down, so we are much more in control of the output quality of the sound. That's actually quite essential thing for.
So basically, what the guitar is going to turn out before even putting it all together, with a small margin.
Yeah. I would not dare to say that I can custom build a guitar sound for you.
Right.
It's definitely very tough.
Yeah.
I think yesterday we were talking about it here with somebody, and I was using that like it's a little bit similar like wine production.
Right.
Because if you think about it, input material for a wine is the grape, and the grape depends on that year's harvest. You can have like a very different amount of sugar in the grapes because of the weather conditions and so on. So the harvest is different. The input material is different. And that doesn't mean that you cannot make a great wine out of this. You can control the process of fermenting. You can add more sugar or less sugar or so, and you can have a great quality wine. But the taste will be every year different,
Right.
And this is I find it very similar with acoustic guitar. That it's very important what kind of material you use and how you work with that material, how you adjust those physical properties in order to get this kind of like a tolerance. And but it's still, I admit that there is still a lot of things which I don't know, or we don't know about how the acoustic guitar really works. So
yeah, I think that's the beauty of guitars in general, but especially acoustic guitars. Like I don't think there's a better feeling of going to a shop or somewhere and then have 2 or 3 of the same guitar and then pick out the best, because they're gonna have differences.
Yeah.
It's wood. It's a living, breathing thing.
Yeah.
And it's gonna change the sound, which I think makes for a very cool experience when you go ahead and buy a guitar. So
that's right. I'm going after having the of course, ideally, I would have 100% control.
Yeah.
I just say that it's not possible, and I admit that it's extremely difficult to be on the level where our guitars already are engineering wise. It's every step making more precise step, more predefined sound. It's getting more and more difficult at every step we do.
cool.
That's for
Sounds amazing. Let's see how the guitar sounds now.
Yeah, please.
I'll play a couple of chords and see what we get. They really are as good as they say.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm glad. Yes.
Wow, this sounds really, really, really good. Interesting.
Thank you very much. Is it really like your first impressions?
I picked it up 5 minutes ago before we started recording this video, but it really, like, I didn't play any open big chords just to make sure that I have that first impression right here. But one thing I can say is that the playability is awesome, is great, and it's mind-boggling that you can get this big of a sound with a lower action like this. Like that's something that I really strive for when it comes to any guitar, especially acoustic guitars, is playability.
Okay.
Because I want to play some lead lines as well. I want to play some intricate stuff as well, not just only like big chords, which sound great on this guitar. But I mean, I really don't know what to say other than it sounds amazing. Like,
thank you very much.
What do you think is the main factor that for building an acoustic guitar, a great acoustic guitar? Like, what's the most important part of this whole operation?
Okay, well, if you're talking about sound, definitely the most important part which we are looking into when we are trying to play with the sound and improve the performance is the top board, you know.
The top.
So top and its bracing. Though you consider those parts as like a separate thing, but for now, if I want to maybe make a guitar more like a mid-range-ish or something else, then I would look into bracing patterns. I would look into the like a thicknesses of the tops, like this, which is the result of our voicing process, you know, to set up it a little bit differently or so. So the top board, with this bracing, it's the number one part of the guitar which you look into when you're trying to make it.
And this guitar has what kind of top?
This one is cedar.
Cedar top. Okay, interesting. And I'm guessing ebony fingerboard.
Ebony fingerboard. Yeah.
Nice, nice. I mean, really, really, really nice sounding guitar. And the neck isn't that thick and isn't that wide. Is that a it's a deliberate choice?
Well, you can have a couple of options if you are ordering like a custom guitar, but of course, to make it easy for people as possible, this is the standard. We call it soft V. So basically, it's some sort of like a hybrid between D and B shape, you know.
Right.
And
very comfortable. Definitely.
Cool. You were mentioning the actually the playability or string action. So that's another thing which is kind of special for us, because inside of the neck we have a special construction, you know. So we have a thing which we call CNR system, composite neck reinforcement.
Good segue.
Yeah. This is actually how it looks inside just to make, I probably will be boring for a while. Sorry about that. I will be
I'm all
technical.
ears. I'm all ears.
So the neck itself, you know. So you see this metal part over here. We just see the one end of it. This one is a truss rod, basically,
Right.
which is usually going like all the way through this this neck up to this point. It's a common thing in all guitars, electrics, acoustics. So you have it there to adjust your neck relief, of course. This is like kind of like a bowish shape of the neck. You, based on your style and basically how hard or soft you play, you have either you want to set up either more like a straight neck or let's say more relieved based on your style.
Right.
So it has to be adjustable, right? So the problem which is there in when you are using just a single truss rod to put which you put in the wood is that it applies its tension when you start turning, and it applies its tension on the beginning and the end.
Right.
And what happens between those 2 points, it's actually, you know, you have no control over it.
Right.
The wood is then the decision maker, sort of like how it's going to go, like if it's going to do hums, twist or something like
Right.
that. It's that's the trouble. So when we were thinking about like having much more control over what happens with the neck relief and the shape of the fingerboard in general, is that we figured out that we have put this truss rod into the carbon pipe. You can see that a little bit over here. That the carbon pipe is going all the way through as long as the truss rod is going, and then imagine what's happening then. We start to turn the truss rod. It applies its tension on the beginning and the end of the carbon pipe, transferring the energy to carbon pipe, transferring the pressure to carbon pipe. But carbon pipe is very rigid, so it's actually bending very smoothly. It doesn't have this like tendencies to twist or make humps. So that's how we control the neck. Actually, we have much more control over the neck. So that's what's there, you know. And cool thing about this CNR system, well, how does it help you as a player? So you can make a much more precise setup for your neck. That's why probably the playability. It's you mentioned playability about this guitar. But also thanks to this like a rigid construction, it stays there much longer. So this influence of the humidity and other stuff, you know, it's much reduced. It's not like a down to zero, of course, but it's imagine if it would be just a 60 or 70% reduced, this negative effect, then you have you know, really well performing guitar in difficult conditions, and that's what we try to. That's how we try to design our guitars. For they of course have to sound great, but they have to survive. They have to survive difficult environments which musicians will throw on them.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's,
I mean, touring musicians, they go all over the place in different kinds of environments. They travel differently, plane, car, van,
stages, whatever, you know. It's I definitely want our guitars to be good company and work for you, not against you. That's it.
Yeah, that's a good one, especially for acoustic guitars. Sometimes you have to fight an acoustic guitar to get a sound out of it, and I really didn't feel like it with this one. So that's a good segue to maybe try out the other one, which is a Dreadnought model. So if you can hand it over.
Yes.
Be great.
Take this one.
Obviously much bigger. I'm guessing much more resonant as well.
Yeah, exactly. So this is we were looking into, that was OM model, orchestra model. So this one is a Dreadnought. So much bigger size, but much bigger volume of the body. So of course it's a slightly different construction and bracing, slightly different voicing method. We have also like a different material on the top for this one. So we have a Sitka. This one is Engelmann spruce. So before you strum it for the first time, because I want to see your impression on that. Actually, that really interests me, because this one is a representative of our Blue Performance, which we starting to promoting these days.
Okay.
And except of cool features like bevels, you know, you can maybe show us this is the bevel. We call it bevel duo because you have a bevel, this kind of like an ergonomic feature which is making your playing much more comfortable for a long time. It's over here, but it's also on the back side. So basically, this is your rib area, where and when you are really holding the guitar, especially with the Dreadnought, if you are holding the guitar for 3 hours playing in a pub on a gig, whatever, you don't have a trouble the other day, like your ribs are hurting and are bruised, and
depending on the body type as well, this like edge right here could land right on the ribs, which is not comfortable. But this is beautifully done. I mean.
Yeah, thank you. So it's a feature which is typical for our deluxe models, and this one is a model performance and it's got it as well. But more importantly, I wanted to hear your impression about really like from the sound when you're playing it. This feature over here.
Right.
This is
that's cool looking.
We have this we call it booster sound port. So it's you can put it simply, it's additional sound hole, but the way it's designed and shaped is the reason why we actually brought up this is that probably like 3-4 years ago I was playing with some of our like small body guitars like Little Jane, OMs and so on, and I was thinking, okay, they have like a great performance considering how small they are.
Right.
And I was thinking, okay, when I play Dreadnought, okay, it's good sound, but I think there is much more in that body. There is much more we could get out of that physical space it occupies,
Right.
I was thinking, okay, there must be something. There's some hidden potential. And so I was trying to play with different voicing methods, different bracing patterns, tougher, like more rigid top boards, less rigid, and so on and so on. And I didn't quite reach any result with that. And so when one day we were sitting and talking with my research guy, and he was saying, okay, well, maybe we should look into sound hole size, and because we found out that there is actually formula for basically describing relativity between volume of the body, physical volume, and then the length of the sound hole. Not really size of it, but length around the sound hole. This formula is very often used like in a guitar in a violin construction. It's a formula. So we were using that formula to find out what actually size and shape of the sound hole we should come up with in order to get more performance. We tested it, like we were really taking pieces of wood, we were chiseling off pieces of guitar, like making sound hole bigger, and then we were measuring the performance in our quiet room, and with all the steps, like we were making the sound hole bigger, we have measured like there is an increase in performance, and it was that same guitar, so we really know that measurement was done. The relative precision of the measurement was very good, but we end up that sound hole should be probably like this big over here, and nobody would like that on the guitar. So that's why we came up with a different location, different design of the sound hole, so it's still cool looking, but it's doing the performance. So I am quite curious about like what you're gonna say when you are playing for the first time. Then
let's give it a nice. Oh. you struck gold with this one.
Okay, good.
Wow. I mean, I was talking to you about this earlier. I always feel like I don't play a lot of acoustic guitar, which is something I definitely want to do in the future more. But the problem I have with especially bigger acoustic guitars is that I know that the audience is enjoying it because they're hearing the full sound. But me, on the other hand, I don't enjoy it because from where I'm standing, like as you said, the performance of the guitar and the sound could be a bit dull depending on the guitar you have. But I think this solves that issue for me because I have it right here and I can hear everything. Like when I first started playing guitar, it was on an acoustic guitar, very cheap counterfeit something guitar that I found in a local shop. But I love that thing and I played it a lot. But at some point I was like, hold on a second, if I record myself, then the guitar sounds way better than when I play, when I hear it from this position. So I used to put my ear right here. And that's when I really enjoyed playing guitar, especially, I mean, acoustic guitar. Is when I had my ear right here on the body of the guitar. But this solves that, and I don't have to look like an idiot playing the guitar. So
yeah, but you're right. It's the projection is also, of course, like not just not like only strong forward, but also like it's more going towards you.
Right.
So that's I think generally good thing about sound ports. How these features are called. Our feature is different, and we don't. Let me put it this way: if we would just put a hole in the same area. You don't, because of the formula, you will not unlock the full potential of the dreadnought.
Okay.
Technically, if you are using the formula very strictly, you found out that all dreadnoughts out there have two small sound holes. Like not Furch only, all the dreadnoughts out there, and you would have to increase the sizes and put a lot of smaller sound holes over the top or over the guitar somewhere, and we are utilizing really this formula up to this top performance, you know. So that's making maybe different than on the other sound port which I see on the market. But yeah, after all, at the end of the day, it's your decision, your impression, your emotion which you are getting from the guitar. So
I want to try some single note lines because that's that's like the most problematic area that I have with acoustic guitars. So. Yeah. This is great. This sounds amazing. Wow.
I was worried.
This sounds great. Wow. Really nice.
Well, thank you very much then.
Yeah. I think we have one more thing to check out, which is pretty cool.
Okay. So, where to start? Let me just show you this guitar over here at the bottom. So this is our little Jane treble guitar. It's not a broken guitar. It's really a functional guitar. At least at some point in a moment, it's gonna be functional. So
headstock.
Yes, we got a headstock now. Well, shit. Where's the neck? Over here.
Wow.
So we have the neck. She fit over here. Then we have a sort of like a hook or a lever which you fix the neck with, and then you have a. So then you have a not full size guitar. It's a little bit smaller. Even the scales is a little bit shorter than on the guitar here. But yeah, this is our little Jane, our traveler. It's all the technology which we have developed over years is there. The truss rod, which I mentioned before, the CNR system, it's inside. The voicing of the top is there, and it's all solid construction, reinforced for traveling. Actually, we have like reinforcements elements all over it to make it survive like a traveling. But that's I don't want to spoil the moment.
I want to try that.
I
definitely want to try this one. Wow. Okay, the body feels a little bit solid, more solid. Like, interesting. And this is a travel guitar.
Yeah.
I would gig with this. I would put on a solo performance with this guitar. Wow.
We have some musicians who do actually.
Interesting.
who take it on a gigs.
This is really nice. And you don't need any tools to put it together.
It just comes with a back like this, and you don't need any tools. And
one lever. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. It's of course, we have it for more than 10 years on the market. So and we were improving the concept step by step, and so right now it's already like a bit precise, and that's simple to put together. And but it's been a way to get there to this point.
Wow. And the more you pick here, it sounds fuller. Beautiful. Beautiful guitar. It also doesn't look like it kind of looks like a parlor guitar.
Yeah. Of
it's
course.
not.
It must be small. So
Yeah, it's not gimmicky looking or anything like that. It's just it's a good guitar. Wow.
Well, that's what we were going for. I think there are like a lot of guitars, like travel guitars on the market. Some they are just not foldable, so they are too big maybe. Some they are somehow foldable. But what I found out is that it's maybe a great idea for folding it or some system, bending the neck or something like that. There is, but then the guitar is really not made by guitar builders. No, not by somebody who has really experience how to make the guitar sound great. So that's probably what differentiate our little Jane to all the other travel guitar out there on the market, because we have a certain degree of knowledge how the acoustic guitar works, and we were utilizing this knowledge in designing this guitar, and that's why it really sounds and projects like a serious guitar, serious acoustic guitar, and it also feels like it. The neck profile and the materials used.
Right.
That's all there.
Interesting. And talking about building, you guys are based in
Yeah, we're from Czech Republic. That's where we have a factory. You can actually visit us if you like. You can actually go to our website and book the tour. That's you're very welcome to do that. And you can see all the factory, the processes, the technology which we are using. Because my philosophy is that if you want to really create like a great guitar, like a great quality guitar, you have to kind of like combine these two worlds: really skilled handcrafting and the latest technology. Like you have to utilize it in order to be guitars to be in a good quality and made like a cost effective at the same time. Because if it would cost 3,000 euro, 4,000 euro, it doesn't make sense to have travel guitar for this kind of money.
Right.
This one goes for like a 1,500 euro, including the back, and it's a European production, and European design. So I think it's a great value.
Totally.
And so that would be that's probably great to just see the factory, what's the philosophy behind how it looks like, but that's a for different story maybe.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, that will be done in the future.
Yeah. Great.
Cool. I think that's about it for now. Special thanks to Summer Cable for providing all the cables here at 42 Gear Street, and also for this specific room and for this specific time. We have an incredible stereo mic, from AEA. So thank you, AEA, for that, in order to catch like all the sounds of these beautiful instruments. Thank you so much for Henning and the team for putting this thing together. It's an incredible event, and I hope you like it so far.
Very much, yeah. Henning, thank you very much.
Thank you, Henning. All right, and also thank you for taking your time to join me in this video and for bringing these gorgeous instruments.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you
Please
guys for watching.
don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and make sure you leave this video a thumbs up. I'll catch you with the next one. Until then, stay safe and have a good one. Bye-bye.
Hi.